So welcome to this video where we will have a look at strength training and pelvic floor dysfunction. Can you make these two go together and maybe even use strength training as a healing modality? So I just want to mention before I dive into the topic that I have a video called Do's and Don'ts, which is great if you're looking for what kind of mindset to apply to different situations with prolapse. Because suddenly when we have prolapse or pelvic floor dysfunction, you look at life and your daily tasks and activities from a different perspective, and you are going to start to question, should I be doing this or not? So I think it's great to have a foundation of a mindset that will be long-lasting and working for you in your daily life. So regarding strength training, I love strength training. I think it's great for mitochondrial health or mitochondrial health. And the mitochondria is like the engine of every single cell in the body. So we have different types of cells in the body. We have like skeleton cells or muscle cells or organ cells. The one thing that they have in common is that they have something called the mitochondria, which is driving them. It's running them. And we want the mitochondria to be strong. When the mitochondria is strong, we are healthy. So how can we build strong mitochondria? Strength training is one modality actually. And I also have another video where I share more about quantum health, which is all about strengthening the mitochondria. So you can watch that if you want to apply more modalities to strengthen your mitochondria. The thing with strength training, of course, and prolapse or pelvic floor dysfunction is that I would not recommend you to do too much of exercises that will put force and pressure to the core and pelvic floor. And that's the case with most strength training exercises. I have a few videos on this channel with strength training exercises. It's mostly body weight. You could definitely just add some weights to those exercises, because the thing with those exercises are that we are working more in a horizontal level rather than vertical. So as soon as we are especially standing up, our pelvic floor will have the most pull from gravity. And also the pelvic floor will kind of mirror the earth. So if this is the pelvic floor when we are standing, as soon as we maybe hip hinge, for example, or go down on all fours, it will be more like this. Or if we are lying down, it will be more like this. So you can just keep in mind to mostly do exercises that will not put pressure down toward the pelvic floor, especially with heavy weights that will create even more pressure. So the thing with this pressure is that if we look at our upper body as a container, if we have if we put pressure in the container, it will kind of spread evenly. But if we have a weak point, so for example, if it's a hole in a container, all the pressure will go toward that hole and it will kind of go out from there. So same thing here, if we have a weak point, for example, in our pelvic floor, the pressure will immediately go there and the pressure will kind of increase in that area, and that we want to avoid. So we can just simply put ourselves in positions where the pressure won't go so forcefully in that direction. Strength training will create some pressure in the pelvic floor. It doesn't matter which position we are in, because we are using weights, even body weight or weights, and that will increase pressure. So a great idea is to do hypopressives at the end of a strength training session, because hypopressives is the opposite of creating pressure to the core and pelvic floor. It's lifting off the pressure. That's the meaning of the word, actually. So to add that, for example, 10 minutes after a strength training session, to kind of help the fascia, the nerves, the muscles also, to put everything back in place, and also just remind the body of where the organs and everything should be placed. I would definitely do that. And I would also avoid any exercise that you feel clear pressure happening in your pelvic floor. I wouldn't do exercises that you can immediately feel, okay, should I be doing this? If you question yourself, go with that. That's your intuition. So do not continue if you question an exercise. To listen to your body is the most important healing modality. So if you can apply that thinking when you are strength training, you are going to get the most out of your strength training session. Not only for like your muscles, but also for healing. And the last thing I want to add here is that if you feel that any symptoms are worse after a session, and maybe you can correlate that with a specific exercise. Many times we can. It's like just an intuitive feeling that maybe I should not have done XYZ. And then I would definitely take that into some information that you received from your body, and based on this information you can navigate forward. And it doesn't mean that you can never strength train again. Just maybe exclude that exercise next time and see how your body responds to that. So it's really just taking one step at a time, listening to your body while you're doing the exercises, listening to your body after, and navigate based on this information. So it's all about listening to your body, but you can absolutely strength train when you are experiencing pelvic floor dysfunction. It may be that you are postpartum, maybe you need some more rest, some more weeks, months, or years. I took about 3 years, I think, until I started to strength train after giving birth, and I had also completely healed my pelvic floor. So, there's no rush. It's not like you need to be doing this today or you will never ever do it again. So, depending on the situation, you adjust to that. So that's it for me today. I hope you got some more clarity around this topic, and I hope to see you soon again.